Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa Lopez-Larson.
And I'm Laura Larson, and we have asked a friend of ours to join us today. She's a friend as well as the assistant principal at Treasure Mountain Junior High School. Her name is Missy Shabran. So thank you so much for being here with us,
Thank you,
Missy. Good to
yes.
see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so we wanted to have, your perspective as, one of the admin of a junior high school and also someone who has younger children, to give us some insights on how we as parents can help support our kids from an educational standpoint while they're home. And we've done a previous conversation with somebody who's had some more specifics on some younger schools, but we want to get our younger kids. We want to get some perspective on kind of like this middle school and junior high school perspective. So, yeah.
My number one suggestion for parents is just support their kids. Get them online, checking in with their teachers. At the junior high level, we have all of our teachers have 2 hours of online open time. It's office hours where kids can sign in and have a face-to-face conversation with their teacher, work with them through questions so we can continue the education at the junior high level. The high school teachers are doing that at Park City School District. The Ecker Hill teachers are doing that. So really support your kids at reaching out to teachers, getting that help when they need it. We don't want kids to be frustrated through this. We know they have enough going on right now, emotionally, trying to understand what's happening in the world. Are we ever going to get back? They have all these questions. Yeah. And the more we can all work together, supporting the students, the parents also, and the teachers as we figure this all out is the number one thing I suggest for parents to do.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, definitely staying in contact. And, it's kind of new for many of us. We've never experienced anything like this before. So the whole kind of virtual classroom setting and trying to stay connected to the best of our ability can pose some stress to many people. And yeah. So what are some tips you have for parents? We like I was just saying, we've been thrown into this homeschooling situation, and I tell you what, I'm not a trained professional. My props to every educator out there. Yeah. Thank you for everything you do. It's appreciated more so now than ever before.
Yes, you should all get raises for sure. Everybody's like, give them raises.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Trust me, I'm saying that as a parent of elementary kids. I'm like, elementary teachers, you guys are amazing. My suggestion for parents is don't get in the battles with the kids. As a parent, I'll talk to my own personal with my own kids. If they're not feeling like they want to go do work, let them go play, do an activity with them, have them do art instead of packets. And the great thing is you can also, I've noticed the elementary teachers are starting to make Google Hangouts and Zoom, just like we are right now, so that they can have that connection with the elementary kids. And I think that's so important to keep the kids going, keeping them learning. But I just want to stress to parents, don't battle it, take it in chunks, break up the work, 30 minutes, you know your kid. So that's my suggestion. At the junior high level, middle school, high school, we have all different types of kids. We have kids who want to do 4 hours straight, get it done, and have their entire afternoon to themselves. And then we have kids who need it more chunked up. And just support your kid and their learning, check in with them. And then when you start to see them get frustrated or shutting down, kick them outside, go play in the snow, go for a walk, go for a run, support them in understanding that sometimes, banging your head against the wall is not the best thing and you need to mix it up. And then also we're learning as educators through this that some kids are very nervous about doing a conference call with a teacher. They're uncomfortable about it, where they would have been fine talking to us in person, but all of a sudden through a computer, they're not comfortable. So helping your child understand that we just want to see their faces. We want to see how they're doing and talk to them and check in with them and answer questions quicker face to face. And that's our goal, and not to worry about how they look or how they come off over the camera. And then we're just all figuring this out together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's a really important piece to remind ourselves and others often, right? Like, we're all in this together. We're all in the same boat together, and we're going to get through it. We'll get through it better if we stick together and work together.
Exactly. And I think if we silo ourselves, we will all become frustrated. But if we reach out and talk to each other and say, hey, my kid's really struggling on this, can you help them? Every teacher I know is going to be like, yeah, let's get on a conference call. Let's figure this out. We'll figure this out in 5 minutes. Let me help your kid. But that's the big thing, I think, for parents, is just watching for those signs where your kid is frustrated and helping them get through it. Because I've noticed a lot of kids are not having that personal contact with teachers and being able to walk down the hallway and say, hey, help. They don't know how to reach out for help in this digital world. And so helping them figure that out.
Very good point.
That is a great point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are some of the concerns that you've heard from parents as regarding to all this? I mean, I don't know if they've been in contact, but what are their worries and what are they wanting to get more information about from you?
Parents are trying to find the new normal also. Some parents are reaching out and saying, we want live lessons. We want more work for my kid. My kid is a studious kid. I want to keep him busy. And then we have some parents reaching out saying, you're giving too much work. So it's that as teachers are trying to find that balance for all students, I think the big thing for parents is to reach out to the teachers and say, hey, my kid wants to do some enrichment. Do you have any activities? Or, you assigned, an hour worth of work, and my kid, it took them 2 hours. So especially the junior high school level, helping your kid navigate that conversation with the teacher, I think is key. And then at, kind of Ecker Hill below, and even a little bit my level, 8th and 9th, having the parents help them navigate those conversations and reaching out to the teachers. Because we've all got to figure out how to best support the kids. They can continue to learn, and it's not going to look the same for every kid, and we don't see it any longer. We don't see them working at the kitchen tables. So this is where we need parents to really step in and say, hey, we need more or we need less.
Right. No, I think it's absolutely important to ask for what you want.
Yes.
Or need.
Yep.
Nobody's mind readers, right?
We try, but
that open communication is what's going to make everyone successful in this educational setting.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. So what is administration thinking about as far as making sure kids are prepared for the end of school testing, as well as being prepared for the following year?
So one new news is Utah State Board of Education has decided to cancel all end of year testing. So my level, that's the Rise and Aspire, that has been canceled. At the high school level with ACT, they're still working on that. The Utah State Board of Education is trying to figure out, do we give vouchers for students to go take the ACT when everything is better? So they're currently working on a solution for that. At the high school level, we still have AP tests, which I know causes a lot of anxiety for that upper level older kids. And the College Board has decided to shorten the test. So they're not counting the last 2 units that would normally be taught. Okay. And you can go onto the College Board website for AP exams, and it tells you exactly what chapters you need to study for the test.
Okay.
Currently, they're still saying AP tests will happen in May. That depends if school's open, and they'll reevaluate when we get closer to that, but they are shortening the content material to help for students not missing so much education, and then they'll reevaluate this as this continues. So end of year testing, parents don't have to worry about. but absolutely, we want to continue the education and get them caught up. The best thing is we have some amazing educators who, when we get back to school, they're going to evaluate where kids are, and they're going to figure out the best way to get them to where they need to be for the next year. And, you know, hopefully we're back in school May 1st, and then we get a month to figure this out and let the educators do their jobs. And I'm truthfully not worried. You know, we'll get them all caught up and back on track.
Great.
Oh, it feels great to hear you say that,
Yeah.
you know, that you're not worried about it.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't worried about it, then, you know, we should stress to ourselves and each other not to worry about it either. We trust
Exactly.
our kids, and we need to continue trusting them.
Well, and it's important to try to figure out ways to reduce our stress, worry overall right now, because there's so much going on, and just trying to like check box one more thing we don't really have to be too stressed out about is fantastic.
Yes.
I think it just helps us all to feel a little bit more safe and stable and secure in kind of the situation that we're in. So thank you so much. I mean, this is really helpful for us to know.
You're welcome.
And, you know, finally, I wanted to ask you, you know, how are you personally holding up with all of this? How are your colleagues holding up emotionally? Especially you all too.
We are doing well. I think, you know, there's always those technology frustrations that we're all learning so very quickly. And some teachers are picking it up quicker than others. But what I love through this process is I am watching teachers work together and band together more than they ever have in the past. They're leaning on each other like, hey, you're a tech whiz. How can you help me? And they're sharing lessons, and it's really great to see as an administrator, just teachers lean on each other in this process, because it's hard for everyone. But, you know, our teachers are worried about our students in a way of, how are they doing emotionally through this? Are they happy? Are they, you know, getting outside and playing and, you know, not seeing their friends? Is that causing some social emotional learning problems? You know, how can we support them? And our students that we already know are high risk, are they okay? And so I think the big thing for teachers and admin is we're worried about our kids. We want to see them. We want to check in on them and make sure that they're doing okay through this, because we know it is a struggle. So, you know, we have a lot of teachers and admin and counselors reaching out to all students, just checking in and saying, what can we do to help you through this? So that's I think the biggest thing for all educators is worried about our kids.
And, you know, by keeping that line of communication open that we were talking about earlier, that'll help ease your guys' stress too. You know, I was actually just responding to an email earlier this morning to our daughter's teacher, and I included a picture, you know, a little activity she had been working on this last couple of days. And I know that her teacher is just she'll probably cry when she sees it, just because she loves her students so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that goes for all age levels. Like I'm watching my kids with their elementary teacher, they're reaching out and starting Google Classroom and chatting back and forth. And, you know, my teachers at the junior high level are reaching out and they're, you know, texting me like, hey, I haven't heard from this kid in 2 days. Have you gotten a hold of parents? And we're all scrambling to make sure they're okay. And, you know, we just want to hear and see them give us a thumbs up that they're doing okay, hanging in there. And if they're not, how do we get them the support they need so that they are okay? And I think that's all of our goals.
That's great. Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Good. You know, Melissa and I have a saying, and we like to sign off with our recordings with this by saying, you know, please ask for help if you need it. And if you're in a position to help, please do so.
Yep.
It takes all of us.
It does. I love that saying. That's perfect.
We're all in this together.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. This was really helpful.
Yes.
And I'm just so grateful that you took the time to kind of answer some questions. And I guarantee the parents out there are going to be very happy to hear about some of the information you provided. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Missy.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You bet.
Have a great day.
Take care. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.